it's Leela. I want to talk to you about gender as a construct, gender as performative, all these different ways that people say things about gender that, frankly, I think get under some people's skin because gender is also highly personal. Um, I want to explain a little bit about my understanding of this and what I have learned with having both a genderqueer spouse and a lot of genderqueer friends, and really taking a good hard look at my own gender identity and understanding what I am. And for the record, I am not genderqueer. I am very much cisgendered female, but I identify a lot of things about myself as feminine that other people might identify as masculine. Um, what we're getting at here, what the basic principle of this is that how we express gender, so male or female, woman, man, boy, girl, is something that has changed over time. It's different culturally. It's influenced by a lot of things that have nothing to do with your body and how your body is. Also, a part of this is the recognition that there have been people who defied gender norms, meaning whatever the society has set out for how gender should be performed, how we should act if we are acting our gender role. There are people who have defied that and acted differently throughout pretty much all of history. And if you're looking for a good source on that, I am personally right now kind of addicted to the podcast History is Gay, which is a really funny take. Some great hosts and a lot of great guest hosts that just go through periods in history and talk about how there's been a lot of erasure of these things, um, but there have been people who don't conform to the gender norms throughout pretty much all of human history, um, and so that's I think an important thing to keep in mind. Also, though, what is male and what is female, what is masculine and what is feminine, is something that has changed a lot over history. So, for example, wearing pants is a simple one. Wearing pants used to be considered masculine. Well, now a woman's not considered any less feminine if she wears pants. Um, there are other things like long hair. There were periods in time where long hair has been considered gender neutral, or it was very typical for men to have long hair. And we tend to think of long hair as a more feminine characteristic now, though, of course, it's fluid. Um, it really varies a lot. And so when people are talking about gender as a construct, gender as performative, that's what they mean. That society is putting up the rules about what is masculine and what is feminine. Um, and also, to a certain degree, shining a light on the fact that there have always been exceptions to those rules. Um, Genders also in the past had a lot to do with your role. And we are in a place where, frankly, women's equality is very much necessary and has been for thousands of years now. And we're really reaching a point where we are in something of a golden age of women being able to really take our place in the world. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. And that is raising more of these issues. For example, I am a major breadwinner in my family. I make twice as much money as my spouse, and I have the more demanding professional career. That is something that I am proud of, and that I do not see as masculine, but that our society sometimes sees as masculine. I personally think there is nothing unfeminine about my decisions to be a corporate professional and work at my desk and slay it at my day job. But for some people, especially like you look at certain periods, say, 1950s stereotypes, etc., that would have been considered masculine. And we just don't see it that way now. Anyway, I urge you to take a look at that. Also, just want to point out that physical gender is also not always straightforward. A lot of people have characteristics that do not necessarily align with how their genitals look. So, highly personal, highly individual, and I hope this helps some of you look at this in a slightly different way, because ultimately, I mean, my take on the whole thing is that we are each unique individuals that live our own lives, and we each need to find the roles and the rules that we want in our lives, and that trying to tell somebody else what their identity is overstepping and frankly intolerant. And I think that's true whether you're talking about somebody's gender and how they choose to identify as a gender, talking about their faith, talking about any element of a person's being, provided that that person's not harming others. And um, yeah, I think we lose sight of that. And frankly, whatever you are, I really, really hope that you are happy with what you are and that it reflects who you really feel you are inside. And whether that be, queer or straight, whether that be man or woman or both or neither or anything in between all of those things, whether that be conservative or liberal, whether that be, anything, however you define yourself. I just hope it's authentically you, and I hope that we can all work towards a society where we are more respectful of other people's choices in those regards. So, anyway, thanks very much and have a great day.